Shalom. Allah start out by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Salutations to the whole lit, the spiritual truth, across from color, truth, and charity. Alright, it's the brother on one by from the Birmingham Camp, Alabama GMS. Then we'll get to this sentence going too, but I know this article I ran to on equities.com. Just about how these economists, are fearing, economic collapse is coming, and they feel like this month October could be could be the year that it goes down, So, hey, and it's prophecy, so it's bound to happen. Either it's happened, either it happen if it go down this month, or if it go down next year, whenever. But the article kind of explains about the month of October being the month of the stock market crashing, the economy going down, the signs of the economy going downward, So I'm getting to it for equities.com. October may be a cursed month for stocks, so investors be worried. So I'll read heading into fall, economists investors share concerns that an economic collapse, or at least a correction, was on the horizon. We're currently just past the 10-year mark of what may be the longest bull market in history. Economists have been anticipating some kind of corrective action for many months, in some cases years, due to sky prices and political turmoil throughout the world. Thanks to unrest in Hong Kong, you got a situation going on with China, Hong Kong, China getting at the NBA, about the Rockets general manager made a comment about the situation going on, with China, Hong Kong, and now China don't like what the Rockets manager said, and now they trying to stop them from playing basketball over there in China. But reading on, trade war fears and transfer of power in various countries, commentators speculated that September could be a terrible month for stocks. Instead, we were met with the opposite. At September 3rd, the Dow Jones industrial average had gained 2.1%, and the SP 500 index had grown about 1.8%. It was a bullish month, but it's wrapped up now. Investors are worried that the worst might be right around the corner. So it's October, a cursed month. October is known for its affiliation with some strikingly negative economic events. The Wall Street crash of 1929, that was the first crash. I don't get into the scriptures going through that, which led to the Great Depression and happened October 24th. So this happened on October 24th, 1929. Though the economic crisis that led to the Great Recession had roots dating back to 2007. So 2007 was the year where it led up to 2008, going into the economic stock market crash and collapse. But reading on, the greatest effect of the recession set in during October 2008, stock market crash of 1987 also happened in October. So you had a stock market crash in 1887 in October, but that wasn't as bad compared to what happened in 2008, because still to this day, up to this point, it really not really a real recovery, as they say, because people still are hurting from that, that 2007, 2008, economic collapse, of the housing bubble and so forth. But going down, this likely isn't a product of October being an unlucky month of stocks, but it's also not per statistical statistical anomaly. Some statistical, that's how you say it, my bad, Slacker. Let me read that again. this likely isn't a product of October being an unlucky month of stocks, but it's also not a statistical anomaly. Some statisticals and analysts, I think it's analysts or something like that, suggest the so-called October effect is just a psychological phenomenon. Still, there are reasons why October could be a down month for stocks in general. First is a connecting month that leads us from summer to fall, and time of production and consumer spending tend to decline, at least into the holiday shopping season. So I'm kind of get to the point. I ain't trying to make this long, but is it more likely it's like the precipitation of October being a bad month for stocks is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So they say a self-fulfilling prophecy. If enough investors and economists are wary of the October could be a bad month for stocks, they'll be inclined to sell heavily in the first couple of weeks. If the sell-off is large enough, it could have an impact in reducing prices, which could stoke more fears, resulting in even more selling. But in other words, there may be some factors make October a troublesome month for stocks, but any real effects would likely be attributed to investor sentiment and reactionary trade. So let me see what else I'm looking at. But it says the bottom line: October has been a common ground for multiple stock crashes, recessions, and even the Great Depression. Though fears of its bearishness are largely driven by consumer suspicion, still the effects of consumer What was that? It said, though fears of its bearishness are largely driven by consumer superstition, still the effects of the consumer superstition are very real. If enough investors are afraid of voluntary or an outright crash, it could force prices to significantly drop. Standing fears of forthcoming recession continue to loom over an otherwise healthy steaming market. But said otherwise, October might end up like September, starting with fears of decline, end up with sizable increase. Now it could happen. Well, October could be a good month, but hey, they saying hey, October is a cursed month for the stock market. It could be good or it could be a bad. Well, this could be that great crashing coming. It could definitely be this month. Hopefully, Lord willing, because this place, I'm tired of this place, America. I know, apostles and brothers and widows, this place is wicked. It needs to be good. The Lord, the Lord's gonna bring it down, but just hope this be the month where this economy and everything that spiraled downhill from America and everything, the economy spiraled downhill from here, and all hell breaks loose. Time Jacob trouble is coming. Martial law and all that. So this could definitely be the month, but if not, hey, it's coming. But with that, I'm gonna get the scriptures going to this about this article. Now, this is prophesied in the Bible, which these pastors and these other Israelite groups don't teach the people, tell the people what's to come. And this is part of prophecy that the economic collapse, is coming. It's about the great economic collapse. This is gonna be the great one where if this stock market crash, this economic collapse happening, there's no coming back from it. The only result that's gonna happen with it is that there's gonna be the mandatory of the microchip, which is the RFID chip, is the market D, which is the RFID. It's like you. I'm talking too fast. The RFID chip is the mark of the beast in the scriptures, and that's what the elites of the world, is gonna push on the people. Because once this dollar and everything, once this dollar collapse and this economic system collapse, the result gonna be taking the RFID chip, the microchip, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, which is the mark of the beast in the scriptures. But I'll get on Zephaniah, going to this article. This is prophesied that a great economic collapse is coming. So just Zephaniah 1:10, and it shall come to pass in the day, saith the Lord Yahweh. And it shall come to pass in the day, saith the Lord Yahweh, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hill. So yeah, the great there shall be a noise from the cry from the fish gate. They're going to Wall Street, because they stock markets. When you go to we can go to that fish gate, stock market, like when a fish, when it flaps its tail upside down, or when a fish like flopping up and down when they ain't got no water, going up, flopping up and down. That's how the stock market is. It's up and down right now. They don't have a real certainty about if it's gonna hold, especially this month in October. Because this is a cursed month, like they said, for the stock market. They don't know if it's gonna do good or bad. But if it do real bad, it's signs of a economic collapse is coming. And it's a howling from the second. That the second one was the one that really affected a lot of people. It was 2007, 2008. Even though the article said 1989, something like that, but that wasn't as bad as 2007, 2008. But and it's a great, and then the third crash to come, the great crash to come, is a great crashing from the hills, which is gonna be the great stock market crash to come. That's gonna be worse than the Great Depression of 1929, the first one. The second one, 2007, 2008. Even though, like I say, it was one in 1989, but it wasn't that bad as 2000. It wasn't as bad as 2007 to 2008. But the one that's to come is gonna be worse, because there's no coming back. Once this dollar, this economic system falls here in America, different parts of the world, this dollar, like I said, the alternative gonna be the RFID chip. It's gonna be mandatory, where you gotta take it to access your information, all this stuff like that. Because once this economic system falls, the dollar and all that is not gonna be accessible to use. Your debit cards, they're gonna get rid of that as well. I don't think it's gonna be accessible to use. It's gonna be the RFID chip, the microchip. The RFID chip, the microchip, which is the mark of the beast in the scriptures. Again, I know I keep saying it, but you got other Israelite groups telling people that the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast of scriptures. And they lead especially they lead them, the so-called Negro Latino natives, astray. They lead them to death and destruction. Which the Lord tells you, if you take that chip, you're gonna be destroyed. Destroyed when He returns, and by the fire that He's gonna bring by the chariots and the nuclear missiles. So with that, I ain't want to make this too long. I'm gonna go into that. So again, like our prayers to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh by Hashem, and Kakadash, to the apostles, elders, to the Sisaki brothers, to the few Aqua sisters that do listen, keep the faith, and Yahweh keep fighting with that. Say shalom.